appreciate the work that Ronald Reagan did for our country in conservatism. But the truth be told, our current president is doing more for conservatism than Reagan could have ever done. He has brought most of us together in a way that no one has ever brought us together before. Our president, even in a recent poll on May 10th, 78% of the Jewish voters voted for Barack Obama. That is down to 42% say they will vote for him again and still support him. He's lost nearly 50% of the support from the Jewish voters. That's very important in our area of the country, especially in my District 19. I'm running for the United States Congress in District 19. I'm unopposed in a Republican primary. There'll be no primary. I have no opponents. So I'm on the ballot on November 2nd. I just want to make sure everybody understands that. There's no Republican primary. Going into that election, we will be focused on one key topic. My opponent often is quoted as saying that he fully supports the policies of the Obama administration. Now, my opponent may be a nice guy, but those policies are bad for America. We have seen since the health care bill has been enacted, now the CBO has different numbers that have been put before the Health and Human Services, Kathleen Sebelius, that says that this bill is going to cost a lot more than originally projected. There are other things that are being added to that bill that are going to cause it to cost a lot more than projected. This bill is designed for one thing and one thing only: total universal health care coverage. It is designed to fail. Mr. Waxman had hearings on April 17th. He brought 4 major companies to those hearings. AT&T was one of those companies. Caterpillar was one of those companies. There were 4 of them at the table. And they wanted to know their internal documents on how they're reviewing their handling of what they're going to do about the health care reform bill. And those hearings were abruptly halted after they found out that these major corporations are seriously talking about eliminating their health care benefits because they find it less expensive to pay the penalty in that bill. Also, they find the bill to be too cumbersome to apply legally to, and all the expenses they would have just reviewing to make sure that they're in compliance with that bill. So those hearings were abruptly halted because they didn't want that word to get out. This system is designed to fail. We have 10 years worth of payments to cover 6 years worth of coverage. What do we do for the next 10 years? That's when it would fail, in the second 10 years. And it's designed that way right from the beginning. We see what's going on with the Arizona immigration law. All it is a reflection, a mirror of the federal laws on the books that our federal government has failed to enforce. And that failure to enforce has caused a state like Arizona to take matters into their own hands. They have people coming across the border. If you live in Arizona within 60 miles of the border, you have people running across your backyard with machine guns, with bringing illegals into this country. People are fearing for their lives. We've seen in the news in the last couple of months how many residents of Arizona have been shot at, have been killed as a result of the porous borders down there, and our federal government has done nothing about it. I have no sympathy for politics as usual, because we're going to start calling that the politics of the past. We have to move forward as a country. We have to have people and legislators that go to Washington, D.C. that will support and support the Constitution that has governed this country for well over 200 years. They say they don't read the bills. Apparently they don't read this either. And we need to start enforcing our Constitution. My name is Joe Budd, and I am your representative to be elected on November 2nd in Congressional District 19. I look forward to your support. I put some cards on the tables. Please send me an email. I need your contact information. We're going to need volunteers when it comes time to get closer to do specific events as the election comes around. You're involved. You're here today. I encourage you to stay involved. Be very active. Thank you very much.